Let's start with our top story. Prime Minister Narendra Modi co-chairs the 17th ASEAN India Summit along with Prime Minister of Vietnam. The leaders of all 10 ASEAN member states virtually participate in the summit. The summit reviews the status of ASEAN-India strategic partnership and takes stock of progress made in key areas such as connectivity, maritime cooperation, trade and commerce, education and capacity building. PM said strategic partnership of India and ASEAN is based on our shared historical, geographical and cultural heritage, and ASEAN has always been the core of our Act East policy. He said there are many similarities between India's Indo-Pacific Oceans Initiative and ASEAN's outlook on Indo-Pacific. Prime Minister said it's of prime importance for us to improve physical, economic, societal, digital, financial and maritime connections. PM said India and ASEAN have come closer in these sectors in the last couple of years and expressed hope this summit will go further to bridge gaps. Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveils life-size statue of Swami Vivekananda at the campus of Jawaharlal Nehru University via video conferencing. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced 2.65 lakhs crore Atmanirbhar Bharat package 3.0 to boost the economy. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that the economy is emerging strong as key parameters of the economy are in the positive trajectory. Finance Minister said rise in PMI index, energy consumption, GST collection, bank credit and FPI investment show that India's economy is doing better. She said market capitalization and forex reserve are on all-time high, which is a positive indicator. Informing about the progress made in the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, she said 28 states and union territories have been brought under the national portability of ration cards from the 1st September of this year. This has benefited around 69 crore beneficiaries who can pick the food grains from any fair price shop. Nirmala Sitharaman said several measures taken for the farmers are resulting in the positive impact. She informed that more than 1,43,000 crore rupees have been sanctioned to the farmers through Kisan Credit Card Scheme. Finance Minister said that under Atmanirbhar 3.0, steps are being taken to boost employment in the country. He said a new scheme, Atmanirbhar Bharat Rozgar Yojana, is being launched to incentivize creation of new employment opportunities during the COVID recovery phase. Finance Minister said 3 lakh crore rupees existing emergency credit line guarantee scheme announced as part of the Atmanirbhar Abhiyan for the MSME sector. It has been extended till 31st March of next year. Home Minister Amit Shah addresses gathering of village heads of 3 border districts, Kutch, Banaskantha and Patan in Gujarat's Kutch district. In Bihar, political activities gather momentum for the formation of a new government. Nitish Kumar is likely to take oath as Chief Minister of Bihar after Deepavali. JDU President Nitish Kumar meet party's new legislators at his official residence in Patna. RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav has thanked the people of Bihar and said that his party will continue to work for the people of Bihar and raise their issues. In yet another boost for the Indian Navy, the 5th Scorpion-class submarine Bagir of Project 75 launched in Arabian Sea waters at Mazagaon dock today. Top Ulfa I leader Drishti Rajkhova has surrendered to Indian Army. Drishti Rajkhova has long been in the wanted list of the Ulfa insurgents responsible for their activities in Lower Assam. In MP, Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan launched a roadmap to Atmanirbhar Madhya Pradesh today. On this occasion, the Chief Minister said special attention will be given to education and health in self-sufficient Madhya Pradesh. Karnataka State Cabinet today gave administrative approval for a sum of rupees 15,767 crore rupees as a share for the 18,600 crore rupees suburban rail project for Bengaluru city. Bihar has got its first RAMSAR site. Kabartal in Begusarai has become wetland of international importance. Benchmark indices broke the 8th consecutive session winning streak with Nifty below 12,700. At close, the Sensex was down 236.48 points at 43,357.19 and the Nifty was down 58.40 points at 12,690.80. About 1,531 shares have advanced, 1,117 shares declined and 185 shares are unchanged. Gold edged higher today in Indian markets, though they remain sharply lower this week. On MCX, gold futures rose 0.35% to 50,339 per 10 grams. In the previous session, gold futures had declined 0.6% or 310 per 10 gram. Meanwhile, silver futures gained 0.38% to 62,780 per kg. In the previous session, silver rates had tumbled 1% or 600 per kg. The recent drop in prices and festive season expected to give a boost to its demand in India. Indian rupee ended 28 paise lower at 74.65 per dollar amid selling seen in the domestic equity market. It opened lower at 74.44 per dollar against previous close of 74.37 and trade in the range of 74.38 to 74.75. Crude oil futures edged lower to rupees 3,098 per barrel as participants increased their short position. As seen by the open interest, crude oil price weakened, tracking weakness in the global equity market and concerns on rising COVID cases across the US and Europe. The oil marketing companies kept the prices of petrol and diesel unchanged on Thursday. In Delhi, the price of petrol remained at 81.06 per litre and diesel was rupees 70.46 per litre, while in Mumbai, prices of petrol and diesel were 87.74 per litre and 76.86 per litre respectively. The government allows airlines to operate 70% of their pre-COVID domestic flight capacity. Aviation Minister H.S. Puri said the Aviation Ministry is allowing domestic carriers to increase their operations from existing 60% to 70% of the pre-COVID approved capacity. The number of FASTAG users in the country has reached 2 crore historical landmarks, registering growth of 400% in a year. This has increased the total toll collection to 92 crore rupees per day, which is a substantial increase in the daily toll collection from 70 crore rupees per day a year back. National Highway Authority of India said that as of now, FASTAG is contributing to nearly 75% of the total toll collection. It said digital payment through FASTAG is being actively promoted by NHAI to enhance the user experience on national highways and reduce pollution. The NASDAQ closed higher on Wednesday as investors switched back to technology stocks. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 6.18 points to 29,404.74. The S&P 500 gained 26.8 points to 3,572.33. And the NASDAQ Composite added to 27.52 points to 11,781.37. For the successive fifth day, new cases reported in the last 24 hours did not cross the 50,000 mark. 47,905 persons have tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 24 hours. The trend of daily new recoveries outnumbering daily new cases continues for the 40th day, with 52,718 new recoveries registered in the last 24 hours. This trend has continued to compress the active case load of India, which is presently 4.98 lakhs. With a contribution of only 5.63% of India's total positive cases, India's active case load stands at 4,89,294, well below the 5 lakh mark. The recovery rate has also been boosted with the trend of recoveries exceeding new cases. It presently stands at 92.89%. The recoveries today are 80,66,501. The gap between recovered cases and active cases has steadily widened to 75,77,207. 78% of the new recovered cases are concentrated in 10 states and union territories. Maharashtra reported the maximum number of single-day recoveries with 9,164 newly recovered cases. 7,264 people recovered in Delhi, followed closely by Kerala, which reported 7,252 new recoveries. 550 case fatalities have been reported in the past 24 hours. Case fatality rate stands at 1.48% today. Of these new deaths, 10 states and union territories account for 80%. Maharashtra accounted for 22.7% share with 125 fatalities. Delhi and West Bengal follow with 85 and 49 new deaths, respectively. As per the data of ICMR, a total of 11,93,358 COVID-19 tests were conducted in the last 24 hours, which took the total tally of tests to across 12 crore 19 lakh 62,000. COVID-19 has so far infected over 5 crore 25 lakh, claiming lives of more than 12 lakh 91,000 people. 3 crore 67 lakh people have recovered worldwide from COVID-19 so far. The United States remains worst affected with COVID-19 in terms of infections and fatalities since beginning. In US, there are 1 crore 7 lakh cases of infection with over 2 lakh 47,000 fatalities. Iran has imposed new restrictions in wake of spiraling COVID-19 cases in the country. As per the new measures, all non-essential businesses will remain closed in the major cities after 6 p.m. in evening. Iran is also planning to double its testing capacity. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the country is in talks with drug maker PFIZER Inc. over its potential COVID-19 vaccine. PFIZER said earlier that its experimental COVID-19 vaccine was more than 90% effective, which is considered to be a major victory in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic. Sweden has banned sale of alcohol in restaurants after 10 p.m. as a measure to contain soaring cases of COVID-19 in the country. Sweden's Prime Minister Stefan Löfven said that the planned ban on late-night alcohol sales would be in place from November 20th until the end of February. Sweden has seen record numbers of new infections in recent weeks, straining the health system. Russia has backed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's position at the SCO. Russia has echoed what the Prime Minister said in his opening remarks at the SCO, in which he raised the issue of the country raising bilateral issues at the summit. Speaking to the reporters, Russian Deputy Chief of Mission Roman Bashukin said it is part of Charter and basic focus to not bring bilateral issues in agenda. It should be avoided for the progress of multilateral fora. SCO is meant to resolve global financing issues affecting the region. In US now, Republican Tom Tillis has managed to back North Carolina seat with narrow margin, while President-elect Joseph R. Biden has appointed Ron Klain, a veteran Democratic operative, to be his White House Chief of Staff. Violent clashes unfolded in Peru's Lima between police and protesters. Tear gas wafted through the city streets and several protesters were also detained by authorities. The protests were sparked in the Andean country after the head of its Congress, Manuel Merino, was sworn in as the president following the impeachment of former President Martin Vizcarra. Scuffles unfolded between a group of protesters and police in Mexico City. The demonstration was carried out in front of the offices of the Quintana Roo state government against the use of guns by police to disperse a feminist protest earlier this week. The movement demanding more action against the murder of women has been gaining momentum in recent months in Mexico, with demonstrators taking over buildings and sometimes clashing with police. Turkey and Russia have signed an agreement to establish a joint center to coordinate efforts for monitoring a ceasefire in Nagorno-Karabakh region. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan said Ankara would also participate in a peacekeeping force. The ceasefire between Azerbaijan and Armenia was announced earlier on Tuesday, again ending the worst fighting in the region in decades. Tropical storm Eta spun towards Florida's west coast on November 11, nearing its fourth landfall in a matter of days, while threatening squall winds and storm surges and prompting the governor to declare a state of emergency in 13 counties. Along the frosty coast of Hudson Bay, hundreds of polar bears have been wandering for weeks as they represent a danger to the 900 people living in a nearby remote town in Canada. The town is working on a plan to prevent conflicts between hungry bears and humans using a new radar system's computer algorithm. Brazilian artist Jorge Rores has a new canvas amid the coronavirus pandemic, painting on face masks for those wanting to make an impression while still remaining covered. He's using his art to make masks that don't attempt to hide but rather accentuate the features of the wearer. Britain's Ministry of Fun has created an application named Santa HQ that offers online experience to kids every day in the build-up to Christmas and the chance to meet Father Christmas. The app is backed by internet entrepreneur and founder of Wikipedia, Jimmy Wales. Poppies illuminated the sails of Sydney Opera House at dawn on the 102nd anniversary of Remembrance Day in Australia, marking the end of World War I, in which more than 60,000 Australians lost their lives and more than 150,000 were wounded, taken prisoner or gassed. It's a sorry sight for Cologne's carnival loving residents as a lone clown makes his way across the city's Hugh Market Square. Amid rising coronavirus infections in Germany, the annual celebrations were called off in September, keeping in view with the pandemic situation. International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach is confident that next year's postponed 2020 Olympics in Tokyo will be within a safe environment for all. Tokyo Olympic organizers have said that athletes who arrive in Japan to participate in the Tokyo Olympics will not have to isolate for the required 14 days after arrival. The decision on spectators have yet to be made. Olympic organizers said details still need to be worked out. Measures for athletes are likely to include coronavirus testing within 72 hours before arriving in Japan. The 2020 games were delayed by a year to 2021 due to novel coronavirus pandemic. Team India reached Australia, where they will play 3 ODIs, 3 T20Is and 4 tests. They are set to observe a mandatory 14-day quarantine after landing in Australia. BCCI shared photographs of Indian team in the new safe ticket ahead of boarding the flight. BCCI tweeted, "Team India is back, let's embrace the new normal." The 3 ODIs will be played on November 27, 29th and December 2nd at Sydney Cricket Ground and at Manuka Oval in Canberra respectively. Cricket Australia announced a 17-member squad for upcoming Test series against India starting in December. The team will take on India under Tim Paine's captaincy. Youngsters Will Pucovski and Cameron Green have also been included to the Australian side. The other uncapped Test players in the Tim Paine-led side are Sean Abbott, Mitchell Swepson and Michael Nesser. Both David Warner and Stephen Smith find a place in the 17-member Australian squad for the Test series against India. They missed the 2018-19 home series owing to their ball tampering ban. The Australian men's cricket team is set to wear specially designed indigenous shirts in the upcoming T20 series against India, a move aimed at recognizing and encouraging the indigenous Australians' role in the sport. India's postponed joint 2022 FIFA World Cup and 2023 Asian Cup qualifying round matches will be played in March and June next year. Portugal thrashed Andorra 7-0 in a friendly match. Cristiano Ronaldo moved 1 goal closer to the all-time international goal-scoring record in men's football. Ronaldo scored his 102nd goal for his country with a powerful header and is now 7 behind the record of Iran's Ali Dai. Finland football team claimed a famous win over world champion France in Paris in a friendly match. Finland, 55th in FIFA's world ranking, secured a first victory over France and have now won their past 3 matches. Spain fought back from a goal down against the Netherlands on Wednesday to earn a respectable draw in Amsterdam. There was an injury scare for Manchester City after the defender Nathan Ake was forced off after just 5 minutes in Spain vs Netherlands match. A new look Germany side earned a 1-0 victory over the Czech Republic in a friendly on Wednesday. Croatia captain Vida played 45 minutes of his side's 3-3 draw with Turkey before finding out he had tested positive for coronavirus just hours beforehand. Brazil star forward Neymar was at Brazil's training but sat out their training session as Brazil prepared to face Venezuela on Friday in the 3rd round of World Cup qualifiers. Brazil currently lead the South American draw with 6 points ahead of rivals Argentina on goal difference. Argentine soccer great Diego Maradona was released from hospital on Wednesday and taken to a recovery clinic. Maradona was kept in for longer than expected due to withdrawal symptoms. Maradona finally left hospital on Wednesday evening in an ambulance accompanied by family members. Emerging British singer GRIFF is relieved that the Disney Christmas advert which she sang on was finally released. The 3-minute short film sees Lola and her granddaughter following their annual ritual of festive lantern making. The singer was signed by Warner Records in 2019 and she released her first single in July. The soundtrack was the advert Love is a Compass, was written by songwriting duo Park Wild and performed by 19-year-old GRIFF. Playing famous people comes with myriad challenges and Gillian Anderson had it tougher than most when she took on British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher in The Crown. Anderson said she used no prosthetics but relied on body language and vocal idiosyncrasies to capture Thatcher's appearance. The new season of The Crown, released on Netflix on Sunday, covers the escalation of the Northern Ireland conflict and the Falkland War, as well as the unhappy marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana. Hollywood heartthrob Ryan Gosling celebrates his 40th birthday on Thursday. The Canadian actor is best known for his leading roles in blockbusters La La Land, The Nice Guys and Blade Runner. Though widely known for his acting, he made his directorial debut in 2014 with the fantasy mystery film Lost River. Britney Spears has lost the legal battle with her father, through which she was looking forward to remove his control over her real estate. The court in UK rejected this case against Jamie after Britney's lawyer claimed that the father-daughter duo do not have viable working relationship. Iran has chosen Majid Majidi's drama on child labour, Son Children, out of 90 local productions for his 2021 Oscar bid. The film is a tale about 12-year-old Ali and his 3 friends who set out on a treasure hunt which they hope will help them escape a hard life of small jobs and petty crime. This is the director's 6th film to be chosen by Iran for its national representation for the Academy Awards Best International Feature Film category. His 1998 picture, Children of Heaven, received an Oscar nomination but did not win. Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan and brother and sister in the new fantasy film Come Away that puts a new spin on 2 of the best-known British children's classic stories played by multiracial young actors, with David playing their father and Angelina Jolie playing their mother in turn of the 20th century England. Australian pop star Kylie Minogue is back with a new album that she has finished making from home during lockdown. The singer has sold 80 million albums worldwide. Well, that's all we have in Express News. Stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.